Good morning, guys. It is about 4:30 in the morning. I've got to get up and go to work today. Today I thought I would take you on my ride or take you through my day because today is one of those days that I have to actually travel twice as far as I normally do. And as a folding bike commuter, I thought I would show you some of the dangers of riding here in Denver, Colorado. First order of business this morning is to unplug all my bicycle lights, and I have a lot of them. I plug them up before I go to bed, and then I unplug them when I get up in the morning because usually when I go into work, it's dark, and when I come home, it's dark. Because here in Denver, obviously, during the wintertime, it gets dark quicker, it gets dark earlier, and of course it gets lighter later. But yeah, I have to unplug all my bicycle lights and get ready to load up the bike and head out to work. Now the thing about it is it's like sometimes I get sent out to Amazon. What I normally do is I normally go out to Stapleton, as most of you guys know. Now Stapleton's about roughly 10 miles from here, but Amazon is roughly about 18 to 19 miles away from here. And of course, it is way out there where it is not very bicycle friendly. So lights are an absolute necessity out there. I mean, as many lights as you can, as bright as you can make yourself, because a lot of those people out there don't pay attention because they're not used to seeing bicycles out in that area of town.
All right, guys, just getting my backpack on. Getting ready for that long trip out to Aurora, Colorado. I'm taking the Brompton today. I've been taking the Zizzle all week out to Aurora, and it's done pretty good, okay? But the problem is they won't let me bring that bike in. Even in its folded configuration, it's too big. And a lot of times they'll say, well, you can't bring that in, so I have to lock it up outside. But today I want to take the Brompton, and you guys know how secure Amazon is. Amazon has a huge security system in there. And I want to see if I can bring my Brompton into Amazon. Because if they'll let me bring my Brompton into Amazon, that would be cool. That would be really cool. Because then I wouldn't have to leave it outside, which I'm hoping I don't have to do. This might be the only day in the history of me owning the Brompton that I will end up having to lock it up outside if they don't let me bring it in. Now, to be fair, Amazon is pretty secure. Nobody really messes with anything, but I don't like leaving my Brompton locked up outside, as you guys know. And I don't want to have to do that, so hopefully that will not happen today. See, another thing I like about the Brompton is that you can actually be prepared with this bike. I mean, I've got like a spare tire and a spare tube in my tea bag. Because let's face it, when you're going out to those non-bike friendly areas, it's very, very, very likely you're gonna run over something on the road. And my back tire, since my bicycle tour, has been pretty wore out. It's not completely wore out, but it's pretty close. So I brought an extra tire with me and I put it in the tea bag. And one thing you can't do with the 20-inch wheels is take the tires along with you easily. It's just not that easy to do. Because in this cold weather, it's really difficult to feel, especially when your hands are numb, to feel inside the tire and see if there's anything sticking through. Like if you run over a small sliver of metal, even if your hands weren't numb, it's really difficult to find it sometimes. And then you put in a new tube and you go to roll, and then all of a sudden your tire goes flat again. That sucks. So having a spare tire altogether is really handy in those situations. And that's why I like the Brompton tires, because you can put them in the tea bag really, really easily. So that's a benefit to commuting on the Brompton. You see what I'm saying, guys? A lot of people don't believe me when I say that my commute is very, very dangerous. And when I have to come out here to Amazon, it's borderline suicidal. It is very, very dangerous because there are so many people out in these outskirt neighborhoods that do not deserve a license whatsoever. As you saw, that guy, he sees somebody's backing out, and instead of being a nice dude and letting the guy back out onto a busy street, he just tries to go completely around him. This is not an isolated incident, guys. That happens all the time because there's so many of these goons that are driving that do not deserve a license. They do not deserve it. I caught that on camera and I got that guy's license plate. If I actually turned that into the police, they would do absolutely nothing about it. It's like that guy nearly caused a dangerous situation, and off camera, you guys didn't just see that, but some idiot came barreling through an intersection and made a quick turn with no signal and nearly hit me. I had the camera turned off at that point, but yeah, it's dangerous. And these people, these dangerous people, are driving on the road with you every single day. All the people here in America. The government, you know, as much as they bloviate on endlessly about public safety, they don't care. These people have multiple DUIs, multiple accidents, multiple everything, and they still are allowed to drive cars. I'll never ever get that, ever. And that's why when the government says we care about public safety, I'm like, yeah, right, you guys don't. Because if you did, you'd take care of our cycling infrastructure, and you would definitely get these buttheads off of the roads. Fellas, I love it. Woohoo! I'm probably barely gonna be able to walk across this. You see, if it was flat ice, it'd be easier to ride across, but unfortunately it's got a lot of bumps in it. You hit that bump the wrong way and boom, you wipe out. This is the problem with the snow. It melts, it covers the bicycle path, and then overnight it freezes into a solid sheet of ice. If the city were really kind, they would throw down some salt for us, but you know, that's asking a little too much. Especially on areas like that, which are solid sheets of ice. This area here is pretty much the outskirts of Denver. There is not a heck of a whole lot that's past this area. It's all just open fields and kind of semi-desert. But Amazon is right over there. And the next hurdle is to see if they'll let me bring my Brompton in. Normally when I ride out here, I ride the Zizzo because I don't really mind locking the Zizzo up outside. And in the worst case scenario, somebody steals it, I'll just buy another one. Even though I don't like doing that, but Zizzo is really easily replaceable. That's what makes Zizzo so great. But Brompton, not so easily replaceable. And in all honesty, that's one of the biggest reasons why I do not like locking it up outside. under any circumstances. But I might not have a choice today. I mean, I hate it. I hate it more than anything, and I'm gonna get mad if they won't let me bring it in, but they might not. And there really ain't nothing I can do about it. All right, we made it to the Amazon. Now let's go mingle with the Amazonians. Well guys, so far so good. Usually people don't say nothing about the Brompton. I don't have a problem bringing the Brompton in places, but every other folding bike I have, I do.
Many hours later.
All right, guys, it is much later. It's about time to get off of work. I just got the tea bag all loaded up. Got some of my other stuff all loaded up, and we're getting ready to blow this popcorn stand. Got the Brahmi loaded down, leaving Amazon. Of course, the tea bag is full and it's pretty heavy. I have my tools on the back of the bike. Hopefully they stay in place because I don't want them coming off, especially coming off at an inopportune moment, I should say. You know, like if I'm trying to concentrate on traffic, then all of a sudden my expensive tools fall into the street. That's not a good thing. God, this thing is so heavy. I didn't take the Zizzo because I wanted to see if I could, get into Amazon with this bike, and I did. That's one of the best things about Brompton is you really don't have to worry about people allowing you to bring the bicycle in. In fact, I think the only place I've never been allowed to bring the Brompton in, and there's only one, and that was a federal building where they had security and all this stuff, and they told me, you can't bring that bike in here, per order of the mayor of Denver. So I was like, oh, that makes me mad. But that was the only place I've never been able to bring the Brompton in. But everywhere else has been pretty lenient. And Amazon is no exception. They didn't give me any problems bringing this bicycle in. So that's one of the reasons I love riding the Brompton everywhere. The only reason I don't like riding it on a regular basis is not anything to do with the bike. It's just I don't want to tear it up. I like this bike. I use it for a lot of things, especially like travel. So I tend to ride the Zizzo a lot more when it comes to commuting back and forth. But when I get another Brompton, another utility Brompton, I will take this one and use it as my commuting bicycle, and I will commute solely on Brompton. Well, I'm going to get out of this dangerous area, and I will talk to you guys here in a little bit. Okay guys, I've been back home for a little while now. I made it back home. I didn't vlog or take any video on the way home because it was extremely dark, and I don't know, just stopping and shining a light on you, it just draws more attention, and drivers, tend to mess with you a little bit more. I wanted to wrap up the video by talking about the dangers riding here in Denver. Most of you would say, hey, it's dangerous everywhere. It's dangerous in every city in America. It's dangerous in every city all over the world. And I get that. I understand that a lot. I don't know what it's like where you guys live, but here it just seems like drivers are openly hostile to cyclists. It's like they're mad because the city is putting in bicycle lanes that's taking up valuable space that they don't like, especially when they see that nobody is using the bicycle lanes. They're like, that's just wasted space. That's just more road that we could have as a motorist. And I get it. Okay, I get it. The reason why there isn't more winter cyclists here in Denver is because they don't take care of the bicycle infrastructure. They don't take care of the bicycle lanes. Basically, the bicycle lanes here in Denver become dumping grounds for the snow plows. They don't care. They don't de-ice them. They don't do anything. I took some photographs of what the bicycle lanes in Stapleton looked like, and I posted it to my Instagram, and they're just solid sheets of ice. And they wonder why more people don't cycle during the wintertime. And those are the reasons why. Because of the hostile drivers, because of the snow and ice. And you mix all those together and it makes unsafe riding conditions. It just does. Obviously, the city has grown a lot. The roads and infrastructure haven't kept up or kept pace with the growth of the city. Drivers are real frustrated. Drivers are real impatient. I stopped to let that guy back out of his driveway, and I guess the person behind me, the two people behind me, got frustrated and went around me and then tried to go around him because they didn't want to wait a few seconds for the guy to back out, which I found very, very rude. We're all trying to get somewhere. We got to be nice to each other, but unfortunately, there's so many people here in Denver that just don't care. So obviously the dangers here in Denver, the weather, the lack of upkeep of the cycling infrastructure, the hostile drivers, just there's so many things that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis as a cyclist, as a commuting cyclist. And it's just frustrating. But anyways, I really do appreciate you guys sticking with the channel. I really appreciate all the kind words that you have put in the comment sections of a lot of my videos. I appreciate the concern that a lot of you guys have had. I'm definitely going to be ramping up videos, so there will be a lot more videos coming, and very, very soon. But anyway, guys, I wanted to welcome all the new subscribers. I want to thank you guys for watching the videos and sticking with the channel. And I'm going to go cook some dinner, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.